The evening. We started doing that a couple weeks ago. We just kind of don't have really anything to give out. We just like to give Recreational Adventures Company a plug and then do our game ball at the end of the game here. Looks like the Irrigators come out in a 2-3 zone. Rangers get a shot up there at the high post by Maggie Taylor, rebounded by the Irrigators there.
Kim Johnson pulls down the rebound for Newell. Hill City playing that defense that we talked about, Josh. Just good pressure man-to-man, trying to get in the passing lanes, tip the ball, get a deflection, maybe a steal, and go the other way.
Yep, so the Irrigators look to work the ball around here. Looks like they're in a
3 out, 2 in, just kind of screen away.
Yep, screen away, and looks like the offense that I used to run when I was in high school. Shot there put up by number 21 for the Irrigators. Went is good, so the Irrigators take a 2-0 lead. A little bit of pressure there by the Irrigators, and then they'll fall back into their 2-3 zone here.
The Rangers have seen a lot of different zone looks this year, so expect Hill City to try to attack the high post, go a little high-low with Whitney Edwards and Maggie Taylor. And there you go, Lily Ross to the high post area. Shot is up and good. Lily Ross, 2 points.
Yep, and the Rangers will get back and just run their straight-up man-to-man defense. Look to see, especially Elena Dean, sometimes pressure the ball just to give some different looks defensively for the Rangers.
So Newell appears to be kind of methodical, wants to work the ball around, get a good shot. Shot on the way from three-point line by 13 Irk. Shot was no good, but Irrigators pull down the offensive rebound. They'll work a little more clock here.
Yeah, and that's one of those offensive rebounds that's tough. You can't be too disappointed as a Ranger fan. It's one of those long rebounds, hustle rebounds. Sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way.
Pretty good defense there by Whitney by just staying at home, putting her in jail, and the Rangers force a turnover.
Good defensive possession there by the Rangers, just kind of making everything a little bit difficult for the Irrigators. Good, solid defense. You'd like to just give up one shot if you can, but then you didn't. Like I said, the ball bounced the other way, and you go ahead and keep defending. So now the pressure look is by the Irrigators. They come kind of with a 1-3-1 almost trapping press, but the Rangers do a pretty good job of breaking that.
Abby
with the right hand. She switched from her strong hand, her left hand, and put up the shot with the right hand. That's what you call ambidextry.
Yes, very good use of the word there, Josh.
All right. Ball inbounded there to Edwards right underneath the basket. She kicks it back out to Dean.
Shot on the way. It was on line, just a little long, no good.
Ross with the rebound, and it's going to be tied up there and out of bounds on Taylor. Go over to the Irrigators. I thought that one was going to be good. It looked like she shot it with her strong hand.
Yep.
And I thought it was going to fall down there for Simmonsma, but just a little deep on that one.
I kind of like what Newell does where they switch it up between that 1-2-2 kind of quasi-trap there and then their 2-3 zone. It's given Hill City a little bit of issues here trying to figure it out with 3 minutes gone in this first period already. Another long rebound for the Irrigators. Kelson on that rebound. Maggie Taylor, rebound for the Rangers, and now they look to run, Josh. That's kind of what we talked about. Try to get some easy buckets in transition.
Yeah, especially against the zone. Sometimes it's nice to be able to push the ball and get those easy buckets. Doing a pretty good job of working the ball around here. Shot put up by Dean, no good. Rebound there by Taylor. Pretty good defense in the inside there by Wendt. Another long shot there. That one's going to be just short, and the rebound's taken down by Wendt of the Irrigators. So they look to push. Wendt gets all the way to the bucket there.
Nice
layup,
take, yep.
But you just can't quite get it to fall. And Whitney Edwards comes down with the rebound. And, well, just a little bit out ahead of Dean. I think it looked like Edwards thought Dean was going to keep going to the basket, and she kind of pulled up at the three-point line, goes out of bounds, turns the ball over to the Irrigators.
So Dean will pick up Irk full court here, applies a little pressure, keeping her on that left-hand side. And Josh, we've talked about that in other broadcasts where it's a simple concept. I mean, you teach it in third-grade basketball, but if you can push the ball handler to their weak hand, it's such an advantage for the defense.
Yep, going to be a steal there by Simmonsma. Dean does a good job of getting the ball up to Edwards, and she gets all the way in for a layup there. Going to be a timeout called on the court. Timeout taken by Just Coach Wentz there, but
no, Coach Wentz. Storyline here. Coach is not at the game tonight. Got some other stuff. So Emily Hensey will be running the Irrigators today. So she's more than capable, but Coach Wentz has been around the game for a long time, and he's a great coach, and certainly we'll see if that plays a factor into tonight's game. So 4-2, Hill City has the lead. It's kind of been a slow-moving first quarter here.
First quarter is kind of like one of those games where each team's kind of feeling out the game, seeing what the pace is going to be, and trying to just get into rhythm here.
Yep, Hill City will bring the pressure again. Just the ball pressure, though. They're not denying one away until they get across half court. And you see that a lot, Josh. If you're going to pressure me full court, I'm going to go set a real hard ball screen and just kind of ring your bell a little bit.
That's one where your teammate, the screener, needs to call out the screen to your teammates so you don't get rung up like you said there.
So Newell in a single file set here on the baseline out of bounds play. Ball is inbounded.
Looks like they're trying to get the America play there, a little version of it, trying to get the shot in the corner, but the Rangers do a good job of keeping it out of the corner. Good pressure there by Elena Dean. The Irrigators do a good job. Another good shot there inside by Wendt. Can't quite get it to fall, and the Rangers come down with the rebound. They look to push and turn the ball over there, so the Irrigators will bring the ball the other way. It looks like Irk is their primary ball handler for the Irrigators. 5'6" sophomore guard.
And you talked about it, Josh. Newell's got some younger girls in their starting lineup, and you just get the feeling that Coach Wendt is really probably going to be building for the future with this group and be a team to look out for here down the road.
Yeah, good take there by Edwards. Knocks that down. Gets to the short corner and knocks down the little jumper. Good move there by Whitney.
Whitney went over 1,000 points last week for her career, so she's only the second female in Hill City to go over 1,000 points. Who was the first?
First was Alexis Kroll.
Ding, ding, ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Nice show there by Lily Ross. I love that defense. And Lily is the spark plug of the team. She just makes those hustle plays like that. Great basketball IQ, though. She saw the screen was coming and went out and trapped the ball and stole it.
Yeah, she is really one of the keys, I think, for the Rangers. We know about Simmonsma and Edwards. That third player for the Rangers, it's kind of been a different girl, different nights. It's been Maggie Taylor at times, and then Lily Ross can really do that on the defensive end, There's that slash play. Oh, Abby Simmons just misses the three-pointer. Going to go out of the bounce over to the Irrigators. Irk brings the ball up the court, tries to get the ball into Johnson. Knocked out of bounds there by number 20, Whitney Edwards.
So Newell will retain the ball. 6:47 here in the second quarter.
Yeah. So my mom and dad are listening, and they said there's no volume on the stream. They're the one people listening, my parents.
Shot up and good by, oh, it's back on. Wendy, thank you, Wendy.
Wendy, I thought my parents were the only ones that were listening.
Well, we have two people listening. Bucket there by Went.
Brings it to a one-point game now, so the Irrigators rebound off that missed shot. They've got a chance to take the lead here. 6:17 left to play in the second quarter.
Lily Ross, second block.
Second block of the game for Lily Ross. I would guess that's a career high at the varsity level.
They call her the eraser.
The eraser.
She's just blocking shots.
She's like Dikembe Mutombo, waving her finger, no, no, no.
5-second count, and if you're a coach, there is nothing. You and I talk about this, Josh. We have a background in coaching. You love hustle plays. You love defensive intensity plays like that. So if you're Coach Ginsbaugh, you're happy with that 5-second count. Now, Hill City's, got to try to get a bucket, something around the rim, and give credit to Newell. Playing pretty good defense.
Yeah, they really are. That was a pretty good drive to get to the basket. That's something you can do if you're kind of struggling offensively. Try to get to the basket. Good chance you could, get fouled. So Lily Ross does get fouled on the drive. The Rangers will take the ball out of bounds. 3 team fouls only for the Irrigators, and the Rangers have not committed a foul yet tonight. So
foul number 2 on Kelson.
Ball inbounded there to Edwards, right underneath the basket. She skips it out to Simmonsman. Simmonsman there with it. She switches to her right hand again, so knocks down the 2-pointer that time.
Yep, she's amphibious.
Amphibious, yes. Isn't that like a superhero, I think? Amphibious.
Went goes right at Maggie Taylor. Taylor picks up a foul. I like Went's game. She's aggressive. She goes to the rim. The one thing I'd say if I'm Maggie Taylor, we talked about earlier, push her to her weak hand.
Yeah, and they did exactly what we talked about on the other end. Get something going to the basket. Good chance that there's going to be a foul. Usually good things happen when you start driving the ball to the basket. Went's first free throw is just a little strong. Doesn't fall. She'll get a second free throw here.
Josh, what was the quarter score? Do you remember?
8-5.
We were having audio issues, so I forgot.
8-5 was the quarter score.
Simmons pushes the ball. Wolf behind her. Edwards, excuse me.
Puts it in.
So that's 6 points on the night for Whitney Edwards.
Our number one fan, Todd Graubaugh, says, did we mean to say ambidextrous? I think probably we did, but I like amphibious better.
No, she's definitely amphibious.
Yes.
Shout out to Todd. Hope all is well for our number one fan.
Missed shot there by the Irrigators, rebounded by the Rangers, and they shot put up there from the top of the key by Whitney Edwards. We've talked about it. She is a post player, 90% of the time, but she does have the ability to step out and knock down a three-pointer there. When you score 1,000 points in your career, you can score usually in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, she can stretch it, that's for sure, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Went. I think that'll be foul number 2 on her.
That's that little pesty defense by Elena Dean. A lot of times the big kids will get just frustrated by the little guard in there that's just taking charges, slapping the ball away. So that's, if you're a Ranger fan, you love to see defense like that.
Whitney takes a look. Good find for Maggie Taylor. Draws a little contact, and basket's up and good.
Yeah, so the Rangers found a little rhythm here offensively. They stretched the lead out to 10 points. 4 minutes left to play in the first half. The Rangers lead 17-7. kind of picked up their defensive intensity. There's Elena Dean causing another turnover just by, that good, strong defense and 2 turnovers in a row there she's caused now.
Yep, she was closely guarded for 5 seconds. Ball will turn over to the Rangers, who inbound it. Going to look to attack that 1-2-2 three-quarter court trap here. Maybe force that one, but
yeah, I was thinking usually you do want to get it to the middle, but the way that the Irrigators are playing that, they're really kind of packing it in, then the wings are open. So I agree, that was just a little bit of a force there.
Another 5-second count. I am blown away by that.
I don't know the last time you've seen that same call 2 times down the court in a row. So that's basically 3 steals in a row by Elena Dean. Good spark. We've talked about kind of one of these third players, and then she comes out, she's going to get a break after that good defensive effort, but a good spark defensively. So, a lot of times you think of somebody come in and give the team a spark by scoring 3 buckets in a row. You can do it on the defensive end too, and that's what Elena Dean did right there.
You're exactly right. It's not a coincidence that we're on a 10-0 run right now, and Elena Dean's defense is what has sparked that. So Maggie Taylor finds the rebound, puts it up for 2.
Yeah, interesting there. Elena Dean goes to the bench, and then right there, I think it was actually, was it Maggie Taylor that caused that steal there? Or somebody else said, hey, if she's going to create those turnovers, I'm going to get into the action too there.
It's contagious.
It is contagious.
Give a shout out to Jamie Henderson watching live from Arizona. Hey, Hendo, we miss you. So takeaways here halfway through the second quarter. Hill City on a nice little run, and again, they're doing it with their defense by applying ball pressure and back-to-back 5-second counts from Elena Dean.
You think about teams spend so much time on the offensive side of the ball. We're going to put in these sets, and in practice you run through your offensive set, and how are we going to find ways to score, things like that. And we've been seeing it here all this year. And it's kind of interesting to sit up here and watch and say, really, a lot of times your best offense is to play great defense and get out and get a layup. I mean, if you can score when nobody's around, that's the easiest offense you're going to get. So, if you can really get after it on the defensive end, it's going to really translate to offensive baskets.
And if you get more rebounds than your opponent, Josh, at the end of the game, you will have more rebounds.
And
which should be more
theoretically have more. This is something we've talked about, and of the 7 listeners out there, most of them have heard us say that before. I think it's going to be a nice layout there by Anna Dean, and they defensively side of the ball, they do it, and then they get out and run and get the easy 2-pointer again.
Newell looking to kind of organize here, stop some of the chaos, because Hill City's pressure defense close to a 5-second count again. Number 32, Kelson takes a look here. Lily switches on the screen.
Does a good job there, not traveling. She almost picked up that back pivot foot, but was able to keep it planted on the ground there. So long shot there, put up by number 25.
There's a hustle play. They call those a 50-50 balls. Anna Dean
gets out and makes another uncontested layup there. So your best defense is turning into your best offensive here for the Rangers right now. Going to be a block called there on the Rangers. With 2:36 left to play in the first half, only the second team foul on the Rangers. So you don't mind that reaching foul there, I don't think, if you're Coach Ginsbach.
No, and there's a kind of a happy medium. You don't want too many fouls, obviously, because then you're just playing bad defense. It's sloppy. But you do want to have, in the course of a game, you should have 8 or 9 team fouls.
Right. And there's a team foul. That's one that was a slap foul. It's one of those times when a kid goes to try to block a shot, and it's almost just a natural reaction to slap down.
You missed it. You were curling, but Rich Canupi coined that the pancake slap.
Okay, the pancake slap. And
no idea why or what that means, but she pancake slapped that one.
I wonder why it is the pancake slap. Because
Johnson's first shot was good.
You don't really slap a pancake when you're making it or eating it, or doing much with it.
But Rich also said, sometimes I start talking and I don't know what I'm going to say, and I just make words up.
Okay, well, it's now the pancake slap for our broadcast purposes here.
Big rebound by Cassidy Moody. Looks like Rangers want to try to run that sideline break up to Alexander, who I think she is just back from injury. Is that correct, Josh?
I believe so, yeah. She's a freshman. Hasn't played a whole lot of varsity minutes, but she's in the ball game right now there.
Great find by Abby Simmons.
Yep, to Edwards right underneath the basket. And anytime you can get Edwards underneath the basket there, you're going to take that if you're a Ranger.
Yep, that's 11 points now for Whitney Edwards. She's having a strong night, and she's just solid every night, but she's really having a nice game tonight.
Offensive rebound there by number 31 Johnson of the Irrigators. Abby Simmons comes down with that one. Whitney looks to push the ball up the court. 2-point shot there put up by Dean. Can't quite get it to fall, just a little short. And
if she played for the Houston Rockets, she would have been fined for that shot, because the analytics say that's the worst shot you can have.
It's the longest two-pointer you can take. That, I believe, is a three-pointer, but can't quite get it to fall.
Rebound, Moody.
Going to be tied up and a jump ball there, I think.
Give credit to Kim Johnson for Newell just getting in there and grabbing that ball. That's one you'd like to see Cassidy Moody grab the ball, put it at her chin, and get her elbows out.
Turn and look
just
for
to
the
create
outlet.
Some space.
Yep. Pivot with your pivot foot and look to get that to the outlet.
But you see Cassidy go to the bench. I think she was tired. She was ready for a dead ball.
There's this high lineup there. They start at about the three-point line with that lineup. You see a lot of teams run that kind of out-of-bounds play down on the block, but the Irrigators do run it for the first person in the lineup, the three-pointer there.
Another steal, Simmonsma. Finishes with the right hand, up and good. Her first bucket of the game. So she's had a nice game as a floor general, but that's her first points here tonight as Hill City leads 27-8 with under a minute to go. It's good to see Kylie Alexander getting some minutes out there as a freshman. Shot on the way, no good. Ball's going to be out of bounds. Moody and Ross will check back in for the Rangers and Strandberg for the Irrigators.
Also, it looks like Elena Dean's going to come in for the last 48 seconds of the half here. She'll check in for her sister, Anna Dean. So the last 4 minutes of this quarter, the Rangers have really went on a bit of a run here. I think it's maybe a 18-0 run, something like that for the Rangers. And so see if they can finish out the half. If you're the Irrigators, you want to try to get a stop here, maybe get a bucket going into the half on a little bit of a positive note. Good high-low action there by the Rangers. Cassidy Moody will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Rangers.
Partner, you're going to have to fly solo here for a little bit. I forgot little kids' halftime performance, so I need to...
Is that tonight? I thought you said it was going to be...
This is the girls. K-2 girls is tonight. My wife is coaching. We have 5 kids. I got to get down there and help out. But next week is the main event, the K-2 boys.
All right.
So
we will we'll see you after halftime, partner. Moody can't get either free throw to fall there, so the Irrigators will bring the ball up the other way. That's Gar. She's going to take the three-pointer just long. Rebound going to go out of bounds. Looks like it's off of Maggie Taylor. Irrigators will retain possession. 24 seconds left to play in the first half. They can play for one if they'd like. I think if you're an Irrigator fan, you just want to try to get a bucket, something positive going into halftime. Can't get one that to fall. Lily Ross takes down the rebound. Maggie Taylor will bring the ball up the court. So Moody knocks down the two-point jumper right from the free throw line, and that'll be the last bucket of the half. So at halftime, the Rangers lead the Irrigators 29-8. Rangers went on a nice run there in the last 4 minutes of the first half, about a 20-0 run like we talked about. Good defensive half there. Had given up 5 points in the first quarter, only 3 in the second quarter. So if you're a Rangers fan, if you're the Rangers coaching staff, anytime you can give up 8 points and a half, you're going to be happy with that. They got the offensive going a little bit there, and it was the defense. If you saw on the screen there, they had their halftime performance on next Thursday night. The boys K through second grade will do a performance at half. So we'll talk a little bit about the Hill City Youth Athletics program here. Want to give a big shout out to Travis Eckert, who actually spearheaded starting that program about 5 years ago. A lot of volunteers have helped out with that coaching, and I think the Hill City Ranger high school team is going to see the benefits of that, for years to come. The first year of that, those kids are freshmen now, so they're freshman girls on this team as well as the freshman boys you'll see on the next team. We're part of that Hill City Youth Athletics program that's been, I think, in its 5th year now. So the Irrigators come out in their 2-3 zone. Hill City Rangers look to work the ball around the outside there, try to get the ball into the post to Taylor. Tipped, and then it's going to be put inside there. Nice pass inside to Whitney Edwards. A little bit lucky for the Rangers there. The Irrigators do a pretty good job of tapping that ball away, but the Rangers pick up the loose ball and get another 2-point bucket. They stretch the lead out to 31-8 with 7:15 left to play in the third quarter. There's Elena Dean, gets the steal, but then turns the ball back over to, Gar. Check that, that's Kim Johnson. No, number 21, Went. Went going to turn the ball over back to the Rangers. So Abby Simmonsma is going to bring the ball up. So 1-2-2 half-court trap here the Irrigators are in. Rangers do a good job of getting the ball over to Ross. Rangers just moving the ball around the outside, trying to get that zone to move. There's a skip pass to Ross, and ball gets inside there. And Whitney Edwards going to get the ball in the short corner. Shot clock down to 7 seconds for the Rangers. And get the ball to Edwards. She'll take the three and knock it down in the corner. Rangers work to get an open shot there as the shot clock's winding down, and Edwards knocks down her second three of the night. Shot up and good there by the Irrigators. Now the Rangers look to push. Get it up to Lily Ross, and she knocks down the 2-point jumper. So the Rangers stretched out the lead out to 26 points. They lead 36-10. Welcome back, partner. I was going solo there for a while.
I am back. I see you weren't keeping score, though.
You forgot to tell me I was supposed to do that when you left. I didn't even know you were leaving until you had taken off your headset and were gone. So Rangers get 3 buckets here in the beginning of the second half, 2 twos and a 3-pointer. And the Irrigators do get 1-2, so the lead is 36-12 Rangers. So Blake, I was just kind of talking to myself, which was a little bit weird, I guess. But I wanted to give a shout out to Coach Travis Eckert. He kind of had the idea of putting together the Hill City Youth Athletics program, which you're obviously a part of now. I was a part of, and there's been a lot of volunteer coaches that have been a part of that in the last 5 years. I was saying that the first group of Hill City Youth Athletics 5th graders are now freshmen for the Rangers. There's probably a couple freshman girls on this team that were part of that, and for sure freshman boys that were. And it's a really cool program that's grown, and a lot of kids have been involved in it. Kids that maybe aren't even in basketball anymore, but they just enjoy the game as young kids and have fun with it. So,
yeah, it's the best thing I would say about the program itself is it's just that it's a program. It's systemic where, for as long as we've been around, we've had a group of parents that maybe would get involved, take their kids to some traveling teams, but then you might have 3 or 4 years where parents didn't do that. And now everybody's at least getting a foundation. So hopefully by the time that they start in kindergarten and we've got a rubric of things we expect them to know in kindergarten, in 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, all the way up through 5th, so that when our kids enter the middle school program, the vast majority of them have a foundation.
Yep. And that's awesome to build the program. I also think the great thing about that program is, as you could see from at halftime, those kids are having fun out there, and the volunteer coaches that we have had leading these teams through the program, I think, have really bought into the importance of, hey, these are little kids. We're going to teach them basketball, but we're going to go out there and have fun and get them to enjoy the game and enjoy being together, and because that's half of what the game is all about, right? You're spending time with your teammates, your friends, your buddies, and you build a team. So.
And that's my favorite thing about this program is the high school kids that are willing to come in and help out. And I don't know if you could see it there, but they're playing that Golden Child game at the end, and the girls basketball team is sitting there cheering for them, and that's just such a it's a cool thing for a little kid to have them do that, but it's a really cool thing for the high school kid. You're the role model,
right.
You know? So it's a neat program. I think it's going to pay dividends over the course of time in Hill City, and hopefully have some good athletes for years to come.
Yeah, so back to the ball game here. The Irrigators get a couple buckets there, and they go to the free throw line to get a chance to try to bring the game back to within 20 points. And you know, if you're a Newell Irrigator, that's what you want to do. The lead maybe got away from you a little bit as a team, but you have to just kind of bear down and try to chip away at it one bucket at a time. So you know, it got up 26 points there. They got a chance to get it back within 20. If you're a Irrigator, you maybe have a goal to let's get this down to 12 points at the end of the third quarter if you can, something like that. Just try to chip away one little bit at a time. If the Rangers,
what a heads-up play by Alexander, head to Dean. She just misses.
Yeah, if you're the Rangers, you know, you say it's a 20-point lead now. We want to try to get it to 30 by the end of the quarter. You know, you're trying to work on your stuff. Maybe try to get some of these younger kids in there, get some minutes, and try to build their minutes for the future.
You know, the crowd had been, our fans out there on the interweb, they've been asking for a sideline reporter, possibly Rich Canupi, something like that. It's not going to happen. We don't have it in our budget.
We don't have a budget.
Oh, dang.
And the other thing is all of our microphones have wires. It would be probably the officials might have a problem if there was a cord running across the basketball court to our sideline reporter.
But here's the deal. As I was going down to help my wife with the basketball, I said, "What do you think, Wade?" And he said, "How do we start better as a team?" Because he had a great second quarter, but how do we start better as a team? And I offered my insight on how he could do that. But there's your sideline reporting. I'm doing both.
Well,
Landon,
so
I need a raise.
This might be
What's double of nothing.
Our first sideline report. I've never heard of a sideline reporter that's gone to ask a coach a question and then started interjecting theirself into the game plan, though. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to do it.
Here's what I would do,
Here's
Wade.
what I would do.
Yeah. But Wade does make a good point. And, you know, he says, why did we have such a slow start? I actually wanted to give credit to Newell. I think Newell had a good game plan. They kind of threw Hill City off balance with the 2-3 zone, a 1-2-2, and it was just sort of that slow, choppy start. And then clearly in the second quarter, Hill City figured it out, and
I think the next progression of our sideline reporters is, you know, you gave your insight to the home coach, the coach that you know. The next thing, you need to go up to the coach of the opposing team and put a microphone in their face and say, we're going to do a report here, and here's what I think you should do.
Yeah.
And see how that goes over.
Right. Coach, I kind of like what you're doing, but I think this would work better.
But if I was you, and I've talked to some of the parents because, you know, they have a lot of insight too. Timeout called on the court here.
I apologize to anybody listening. I hope that you've hit the mute button by now.
38-17, 2:43 left to play in the third quarter. That 21-point lead, and like we said, if you're
Landon, look at the cheerleader here. This is like unbelievable balance and dexterity here. They're moving
while they're
cheering.
They're moving while they're cheering. That is amazing.
Boy, we have hit rock bottom.
So back to the ball game. If you're in the Irrigator huddle right now, it's a 21-point game. You know, you're trying to say, okay, let's chip into this lead. You know, 2:43 left to play in the third quarter. Can we get it to 15 at the end of the third quarter?
Yeah, I think that's doable. I think that's a great benchmark too, to set that up there and just give, you know, a milestone. Let's hit this. I think 15 is a good number. But if you're Hill City on the flip side, like you said, you're saying let's extend this baby, but I think you're setting a defensive goal. I think you're saying, okay, they're at 17. Let's hold them under 30 for the game. They shouldn't. We shouldn't, in theory, have to even score again.
Yeah, and really, if you're the Rangers, you gave up 8 points in the three-pointer there, knocked down by Simmons. You gave up 8 points in the first half, and so in the third quarter, not even all the way through the third quarter, you've already given up 12 points. So if you're, there's a nice three knocked down there by number 25,
Garish. It's her second three of the game. She can shoot it a little, it looks like. And there's that Josh. We talked about that. She's trying to. We really want to force it to the middle, but you have to go sideline middle. I think you have to go sideline first and move to.
Yeah, the way the Irrigators are playing that, they're just almost daring you to throw it into the middle, and then they just almost triple team the ball there. Rangers retain possession, but Simmons there with the three. Can't get it to go, and it's going to be out of bounds off the Rangers over to the Irrigators.
Shout out to my buddy Steve Schoenfish listening up in Newell. I do apologize. Josh, usually we're better than this, right?
I don't know.
This is a new low point.
I do not know if we're usually better than this. I think this is kind of our flat line. I don't think there's a high or I don't think there's a low. I think this is just where we are.
We are consistently bad.
This is, yeah.
Just mediocre.
Well, fair to worse.
Okay. Wint brings the ball up the court, going to her left hand that time, and
it'll be a good defensive play there. There's Elena Dean in there on the defensive end again. She pays the price there and then gets fouled, but makes the steal and then takes the hit, turns the ball over to the Rangers.
Maggie Taylor checks back in for Whitney Edwards, and number 14, McCain, checks in for Wint.
You know what? We talk about Todd Grabow being our number one fan, and I think we might have said Grandma Barb has been our number one fan too. I'm getting texts from some people, your number 5 fan, your number 10 fan. I don't know that we have 10 fans.
No.
So whoever texted Aaron, number 10 fan, you might even be higher than that number 10 just by the sheer numbers or lack thereof.
Good finish by Maggie Taylor with her left hand there right around the rim. Her game has really stepped up the last, I would say, 2 weeks. She's a lot more assertive in the post, and I just think that, you know, it adds a different dimension when she can start scoring around the rim and then step back out. So.
Yep, and there she gets in on the rebound.
And then this dimension where she can lead the break by pushing the ball up the floor.
Yeah, we've talked about that a few times. That is a dimension that a lot of 6'3" girls probably don't have, is the ability to almost play a point center at times. Ball goes off of Alexander's hand as it turns it over, so the Irrigators will look to try to get a score with a minute left to play in the third quarter. There's Elena Dean just trying to be that pesky defender. Shot there put up by number 14 for the Irrigators. That's McCann. Rebounded by the Irrigators. Three-pointer there put up. No good. Oh, and number 32, Kilston, with the offensive rebound and putback.
Yep, great hustle pursuing the ball by Kilson. You know, if you're Coach Ginsburg, I know you're up pretty substantial lead here, but you're saying, hey, box out. You know, don't develop bad habits here and not play as hard as you can.
Moody gets in deep, can't quite get it to fall. She's fighting for the offensive rebound. Going to be a tie-up, and that'll turn the ball over to the Irrigators. 8.8 seconds left to play in the ball game, and a couple new Irrigators check into the ball game. That's number 31 Johnson and number 11 Freitag.
So 8 seconds here to go. Newell will most likely get the last shot of the quarter. Closely guarded by Dean. Man, I love Elena Dean's good pressure defense.
Yeah, it doesn't allow a shot to get off. So after 3, the Rangers' lead is 21 points. They lead 43-22.
Just set the tone that you want to have there.
Yep, you go out there and play hard for 3 minutes to see what you can do, and then we'll get you some breaks, let the younger kids bring it home.
So Maggie Taylor in the high post finds Dean on the block. Lily Ross moves it to Elena Dean. And you see Natalie Hanka is in there, so Gins did go with a little different rotation here. So Natalie Hanka in for the first time tonight for the Hill City Rangers.
Turnover there by the Rangers. Number 25 for the Irrigators steals that away. That's Gare.
Yes. You are correct, sir. Good pressure defense by the Rangers forces another turnover, and 32 Kelson. Good quick hands, gets a tie up. So Newell will keep the ball, baseline out of bounds underneath their own hoop. Whitney Edwards, the senior, having a great game, checks back in. Unofficially, she has 11 points, but Josh forgot to keep book for a while, so she could have more than that. I don't know.
She has 11 for sure, and she could have more. Irrigators inbound the ball. Eric dribbles the ball to the top of the key. Rangers do a good job of defending here, making everything difficult.
Natalie Hanka with the steal. Shot clock goes off. Keep playing. And Rangers will bring the ball across half court with Anna Dean.
Irrigators stay in the 2-3 zone. Rangers looking to try to get a good shot here. They've got some good high-low action. They've got a couple open shots, and they're just trying to probe to find that shot into the ball. Comes into Whitney Edwards. She
right on cue.
Knocks in the left-hand hook shot there.
That is either point number 13 or more.
13 or more. I know it's more. She made a three-pointer at the beginning of the third quarter that you weren't here to record. Shot just off the mark.
Good box out there by Edwards.
Johnson of the Irrigators. So Edwards brings the ball up the court the other way.
All right, good pressure defense by Taylor Gare there. You see Lily Ross do the rip over the top. You see that a lot more in girls basketball. It kind of went away for a bit when the college level they started doing incidental contact, anything above the neck.
Right, so they said rip below the waist always.
Which, remember, we would always teach rip through your knee, rip and go, because that way you're low and quick anyways. But Simmonsma
knocks down the three. No rip on that. No rip needed. Three-pointer put up there by number 22, Mahaffey.
Oh, nice save there by number 13, Irk. Good hustle play. Irk again, she's just working.
The offensive rebounding machine there, Irk from the point guard.
Yeah, that's it. Get those stats. She earned that one, Josh.
She earned that one to go. It should have went for all the work that she did on that possession.
Ross drives baseline, kind of
got caught in the air. That's that one. A lot of these things we say to the younger kids, don't jump to make the pass, because that you get caught in the air, and if you don't have somewhere to go, then that get yourself in trouble.
But I know what she was thinking. She dribbled baseline, and Hill City is so good at running that baseline drift that the Phoenix Suns used to do. If you watch, anytime a Hill City girl dribbles baseline, the opposite side, somebody drifts with her. Nobody did that time, and Ross had nowhere to go. Shot there is no good. Newell, deep three, no good by number 25, Gare.
Going to be out of bounds off the Irrigators there. Good hustle by both the Lily Ross and number 32, Kilston of the Irrigators. Ball goes off to Kilston and a turnover to the Rangers. 4:55 left to play in the ball game.
You see Kara Ronish checking into the game. We have Natalie Hanka, Kylie Alexander, and then the two seniors, Simmonsma and Whitney.
Edwards.
Newell's done a pretty good job. They've been active in their zone. It's not your standard 7-11.
Yeah, it's the Rangers have got most of their points in transition off of defensive
nice
steals
cut by Kara Ronish. Good pass by Whitney Edwards.
But you're right. For the most part, the Irrigators have done a nice job in the half court, making things difficult on the Rangers offensively. Rangers have done a nice job to find other ways to score. So.
All right, so Hill City will have a baseline out of bounds play. Simmonsma surveys the floor. Ronish is in the corner. So is Hanka. Alexander in the post. Nice step through move. Good board by
ball.
Whitney.
Gets her own rebound after the miss. Another going to be a foul there on Kylie Edwards, or Kylie Alexander, I believe. That's another one, a good, strong offensive rebound attempt. You get called for the push on the back there. That's one as a coach. You want to see aggressiveness on the boards there like that.
Kilson, shot up and good. I was just watching her on that play. I like that. She sets a screen to get a girl open and then post up, a little move to get to the rim. Good possession there for Kelson.
Kylie Alexander puts up the free throw line jumper. Can't get it to fall. Went with the rebound and brings the ball up the court. Going to be a travel called on the floor there. Abby Cutler was going to check into the ball game.
You know, I think Went, I like that she's aggressive. You talked about it earlier that we have Newell has some good younger players, foundational pieces, and I'm kind of excited to see what they grow and develop into over the next couple of years with Coach Wentz at the helm there. So the Rangers organize here. Kara Ronish, deep post by Whitney Edwards. Whitney can't get it to fall. Battle down low.
Good rebound there by Went.
She just said, give me that. Nick Gottlieb, the referee, says, let's play on. Abby Cutler has checked into the game for the Rangers, number 4.
Good dive to the rim by Went there. She gets the ball on the post. She's going to take it up and can't quite get it to fall, but keeps working, gets her own offensive rebound there. You know, if you're an Irrigator fan, this is one thing, you know, these girls are still working, still fighting. You really like to see that as a fan. Ball up ahead to Kara Ronish. She'll be fouled on the play by Irk. Ronish will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair.
And I'm sure we have some Ronishes listening live from Fort Pierre. So shout out to the Ronish family in Fort Pierre area. Kara's first shot on the way is good. So Kara's in the books.
Riley Weiss checks into the ball game for the first time for the Rangers.
So that'll do it for Edwards and Simmonsma for the evening as Kara Ronish shoots her second free throw. Shot is good.
Knocks down really nice, smooth-looking free throws there by Ronish.
You bet. So 50-24 Hill City here with 2.5 minutes in the fourth.
Went guarded by Alexander.
She stepped in the bucket, so she steps out of bounds there.
Stepped in the bucket. Is that the youth athletics term?
Yeah, that's a negative step. Anytime you step backwards, it's stepping in the bucket, Josh.
Okay.
Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows that.
No pancake slaps. Don't step in the bucket.
Weiss gets all the way to the rim, knocks down the two-pointer. Her first bucket of the night, just after checking into the ball game.
Rangers continue to play some pretty good pressure defense on the ball and away from the ball. There's Riley Weiss with the steal.
Looks to push, going to be knocked out of bounds there by Went. Rangers will retain possession. Got some new irrigators checking into the ball game. Looks like number 15, Strandberg. Number 11, Freitag. And number 22, Mahaffey. Ronish gets to the rim, gonna get to go to the free throw line to shoot another pair for Kara Ronish.
So the Rangers here will move to 9-6 with the win, and it looks like Newell will fall to 4-8 on the season. I'm just going to check, what do we have coming up?
Hill City Rangers boys versus Newell Irrigator boys. That's coming up right after this game. I think, do we need to still change the YouTube channel? So after this ball game, go ahead and switch over to the boys feed. The boys will be on that. If anybody has not liked and subscribed, like and sub, please do that. Do you do that on every game?
I don't know how it works. I'm sorry to our fans that we're not better at this. But for the Hill City girls, you know, they have Lee Deadwood coming up on Monday, then Douglas on Tuesday, and then a tough one with Lakota Tech next Saturday. Lakota Tech's the number 3 ranked team, and they're 15-1. Then a rematch with Custer, and then Wall is 14-1. So they'll be tested to finish the season. And you know, the old saying, Josh, is you want to be playing your best basketball at the end of the season. And I would say that for, you know, 3/4 of this game, Hill City's looked pretty darn good.
Yeah, I think it all started with their kind of defensive pressure. They got out and got some easy ones, and then it just even you know, this pretty strong zone that Newell played. But after Hill City got those easy ones, then their offense even started to work a little bit against the zone. Hanka gets all the way to the rim, knocks down the 2-point jumper.
And for Newell, looks like Edgemont's coming up, Ulrichs, Timberlake, New Underwood, and then Dupree. So a few teams here that are right around 500, and I think Newell can be competitive in those games. Alexander gets the ball. Shot clock is off. It's one of those that, to be respectful, you sometimes say, let's just pull the ball out. But
if you're a young kid off the bench who's never got a varsity basket, you're thinking, this might be my shot.
Yep.
Looks like the Rangers will just hold the ball and let the clock run out here.
Maybe. Foul on number 15, Strandberg. Oh, it's a
30-point running clock. So that's the ball game. The Hill City Ranger girls defeat the Newell Irrigators 54-24.